Hey everyone, Dr. Ergin here, the endocrinologist and hormone specialist from Port St. Lucie, Florida. All right, so today I want to talk to you about something that is super simple, super old school, and honestly kind of underrated: castor oil. Now, don't click away yet. I know what you are thinking. Isn't that stuff people used to force down on kids or the kids' throat to make them poop and stuff? Well, yes, but that's not why we are here. We are not drinking it. We are not doing anything crazy. I want to show you how just rubbing a little castor oil on your belly or maybe over your liver can actually help with things like bloating, hormone imbalance, inflammation, and even your blood sugar. Now, it's not a magic cure, but it is a cheap, effective, low effort way to support your body in a natural way. And for some people, it's been a game changer. So in this video, we are going to talk about what castor actually is, why it is good for inflammation and hormones, what does it do for digestion and blood sugar, and how to use it the right way without making a giant mess. So let's break it all down. What even is castor oil? So castor oil comes from castor bean. Very surprising, right? It is thick, sticky oil that's been used for thousands of years. Literally, ancient Egyptians used it, and they knew what they were doing. The main thing that makes castor oil special is this fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, okay? It is what gives the castor oil that weird texture, but also what gives it some pretty powerful healing property. Now, here's the cool part. You don't have to eat it or inject it or anything crazy. Just rub it on your skin. When you apply it over certain areas like your belly, your liver area, or even your lower abdomen, it gets absorbed into the tissue and starts doing its thing. It's like giving your body a gentle nudge to relax, detox, and reset. And no, this isn't just some crunchy hippie stuff. There is actual research behind some of this, and let's get into this and why it works. First up, inflammation. If you've got joint pain, bloating, fatigue, or just feel kind of puffy all the time, yes, well, that's inflammation. Now, my eye today, I have a sty. That's an inflammation too, but not that kind of inflammation. It is behind a ton of chronic health problems. That inflammation thing we talked about, right? Including blood sugar issues, hormone problems, gut trouble, etc., etc. Now, castor oil is loaded with ricinoleic acid, and that compound has been shown to reduce a pro-inflammatory molecule called PGE2, which is basically your body's inflammation fire alarm. So when you rub castor oil on your skin, say over your abdomen, it can help calm things down. And I have had people tell me their bloating goes away, their joints feel looser, and their belly just feels more calm. It's not that castor oil is doing everything by itself, but it's helping your lymphatic system to work better. It is giving your gut and your liver a little support. It is just nudging your body back toward balance, because your body wants to get back to balance. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a lab test. Just a little bit of oil and some consistency. Now, don't expect results next day like some people do. So, it also is good for hormone support, especially in estrogen overload. Let's talk about hormones. I'm a hormone specialist. I love to talk about them, especially when it comes to estrogen dominance, which is common in women and way more common than actually you think. If you deal stuff like PMS for younger women, or mood swings, breast tenderness, heavy periods, endometriosis, fibroids, then you might have too much estrogen or not enough clearance of estrogen. And guess what? Your liver is where the estrogen is processed and detoxed. If your liver is sluggish, estrogen builds up and recirculates, and that leads to all kinds of hormone chaos. Castor oil packs applied over that liver area can help your liver to do its job better, the detoxification. They get your lymphatic system moving, they support the circulation, and they reduce the inflammation in that gut-liver axis. Some women use castor oil over their lower abdomen to support the ovarian health too. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, there are even stories of it helping with fertility, although that's not a promise. Don't take my word on that. It is more of a support tool. Now, guys, this matters for you too. If your testosterone is low, okay, well, don't rub it on your balls, but here's the thing. Excess estrogen might be the part of the puzzle. So because estrogen is actually what regulates testosterone. Just like in real life, women regulates men and estrogen regulates testosterone. So supporting your liver detox in this case isn't just a female thing. So you have to do it too. If you have too much estrogen, you're not going to do well. So your testosterone at least will not do well. Anyway, let's talk about the blood sugar part, since most of you are also somewhat diabetic or fully diabetic. Now, this part really surprised me when I started digging into it because, castor oil was not my thing a few years ago. But castor oil does not directly lower your blood sugar the way metformin does or other medications does. But it can help with insulin sensitivity by lowering the inflammation. Remember, the reason for insulin resistance starts with inflammation and liver problems like fatty liver. So castor oil supporting that indirectly supports your blood sugars. So when your liver is inflamed, right, or overworked because of processed foods, sugar, alcohol, medications, it messes with your glucose regulation. And your liver plays a big role in managing the blood sugar, especially overnight or even between meals in the fasting state. Castor oil can support the liver by improving the blood flow, reducing the congestion, and stimulating lymphatic movement. And that in turn helps your metabolism run more smoothly. So I've had people like, for example, with pre-diabetes or metabolic syndrome, try castor oil packs before bedtime a few times a week, and they report better energy, less bloating, and even better fasting blood sugars in the morning. Again, it's not a miracle fix, all right? But it is a helpful tool and way safer than trying some other sketchy supplement that you get from TikTok. Now, let's talk poop, okay? Well, it's not that disgusting, actually. Castor oil is most famous for what? Constipation. Yes, if you drink castor oil, it will definitely make you go. Now, do you want to do that? Well, it will be up to you. But it can also cause cramping and diarrhea, which nobody really likes. So the good news is you don't need to drink it to get that benefit. When you apply castor oil over your belly, not in any other weird spot down there, especially your lower abdomen and the colon area, it stimulates the smooth muscle contraction and vagal nerve activation, which what makes you go. That is a fancy way of saying it helps your gut move. If you deal with constipation, sluggish digestion, even IBS, rubbing some castor oil on before bedtime might get things moving by the morning. Plus, it helps reduce gut inflammation, which is a big deal if you have like leaky gut, food sensitivities, or chronic bloating and whatnot. Now, how to actually use it without making a mess? Let's talk about that. That's important because you don't want to get yelled at from your spouse and whatnot for making this mess and going to bed with it. So here's the simple version. You're going to get a bottle of cold-pressed organic castor oil and make sure it is hexane-free. Soak a piece of flannel or cotton cloth with the oil, but not dripping wet, and place the cloth over your liver, right side under your ribs, okay? And lower belly if you prefer. So cover it with plastic wrap or an old towel to keep it from leaking. Not a bad idea. Put a heating pad or hot water bottle, literally, on top of it. You can chill it out for 30 to 60 minutes. You can even fall asleep with that if you like, if you're kind of pretty much wrapped up, but it can come out and create a mess, so it will be to your discretion. And next, when you're done, wipe the area with a little baking soda and water to remove any residue. Do this 3 to 5 times a week if you are working on something specific like hormones or blood sugar, or just once or twice for general support. It's relaxing, really. It's a low effort, and if nothing else, it forces you to lay down and chill for an hour. And that's medicine by itself, right? Just a few precautions for you. Some things to be careful with. Don't use castor oil packs during pregnancy. They can stimulate uterine contraction unless you're ready to deliver. If you are on your period, be cautious. Some people feel better, others don't. Always patch test first, in case you have skin sensitivity, just a little bit trial goes a long way. And don't put it on open wounds or broken skin. Other than that, it's pretty safe. And best of all, it is cheap, it's easy to use, and does not require a trip to the pharmacy. So my final thoughts is this. Here's the deal. Castor oil isn't cure at all, but it is one of those forgotten tools that helps your body do what it is already trying to do. Heal, detox, balance hormones, and regulate inflammation. And when you combine it with real food, better sleep, and fewer processed carbs, it can actually move the needle. Sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful. A little oil, some heat, 45 minutes of quiet. Your lymphatic system, your liver, your gut, they all get the memo. So if you have been stuck, whether it's bloating, hormone stuff, or sluggish digestion, or blood sugar issues, try adding this into your routine, right, for a few weeks and see what happens. And let me know. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it before. If you found this video helpful, do me a little favor. Share it with someone who's looking for a little help for a simple, natural way to support their body. See you next time. This is Dr. Ergin for St. Lucie, Florida. Talk to you later.